Hello everyone, welcome to a short lesson video on the topic Investment Appraisal for Cambridge A-Level Accounting. In this video, we will understand the concept of internal rate of return and solve a past paper question on internal rate of return and net present value. Before we proceed, please note, abbreviations are used in this presentation only due to space constraints. Abbreviations are strictly not allowed in the Cambridge exams. Internal rate of return or IRR is the true interest rate earned by the investment over the course of its economic life. This rate will cause the net present value to be returned to zero. The logic here is that if you compound and then discount using the same interest rate, the net present value will obviously be zero. To calculate the IRR, two interest rates or cost of capital rates will have to be used. In the exam, the present value table will be provided to you for each rate. One rate will give a positive NPV and the other one will give a negative NPV. The formula for IRR is equal to low rate plus difference in the rates multiplied by the lower rate NPV upon lower rate NPV plus higher rate NPV. We will now solve a past paper question on the same. This is Feb-March 2017 paper variant 3.2. The main cutting machine of LH Limited needs to be replaced. A replacement machine will cost $260,000. The current machine cuts 40,000 units a year. After replacement, it is expected that the number of units will be reduced by 10% in year 1. The number of units is expected to increase to 42,000 units for both years 2 and 3. Then we have been provided some additional information. The cost of capital is 14%. It is assumed that revenues are received and costs are paid at the end of the year. This point is useful when we want to compute the present values. Each unit of production costs $26 to manufacture. This will increase to $27.8 in year 2 and $28.5 in year 3. Each unit is expected to sell for $30 in years 1 and 2, and this selling price will increase by 5% in year 3. It is assumed that all production is sold. Then we have been given the present value table for 12%, 14%, 16%, 18% and 20% cost of capital. In part A, we are required to calculate the expected net present value for the replacement machine. So let us start solving part A. So we'll write part A, net present value of the replacement machine. In point 1 of additional information, it has been stated that the cost of capital is 14%. So the first column will be year, the second column will be net cash flow, the third column will be discounting factors at 14%, that is our cost of capital, and the last column will be present values. We have been told that the useful life of the machine is 3 years. So we'll start the year column with year 0 and then write years 1, 2 and 3. Year 0 is the date of making the investment. The replacement machine will cost $260,000. Therefore, for year 0, the net cash flow will be $260,000 outflow. It is a negative figure, so we will put it in brackets. We have not been given the net cash flows for years 1 to 3. So let's prepare a working note to find out the same. The cash inflows will be the sales and that will be one column. The cash outflows will be the cost of production, that will be another column. Number of units will be the third column. Then we'll have one column for year and one column for net cash flows. So 5 columns in total for our working note. So this is working note 1, net cash flows. The first column is year. The second column will be number of units. The third column will be selling price per unit. The fourth one is cost per unit. And the last column is net cash flows. The current machine cuts 40,000 units a year, but this will reduce by 10% in year 1. So let us enter this information in our working note 1. So currently 40,000 units are being cut, but this will reduce by 10%. That means 40,000 into 10% will be subtracted. That means in year 1, 36,000 units will be cut. The number of units will increase to 42,000 units a year for both years 2 and 3. So 42,000 for year 2 and 42,000 for year 3. Next, we will look at the selling price per unit, which is representing the cash inflow. For years 1 and 2, the selling price per unit is $30. So $30 for year 1 and $30 for year 2. In year 3, the selling price is expected to increase by 5%. Therefore, in year 3, the selling price will be selling price of year 2, that is 30, plus 5%, that means 30 into 5%, which gives us the expected selling price of $31.5 per unit. Next, we look at the cost per unit, which represents the cash outflow. In point 3, we have been told that the cost of production is $26 per unit in year 1, $27.8 per unit in year 2, and $28.5 per unit in year 3. So I'm going to fill the cost per unit column now. Net cash flow will be the cash inflow minus the cash outflow. Therefore, for year 1, it will be $30 minus $26. But this is the per unit net cash flow. We will need to multiply this by the number of units, that is 36,000. Therefore, total net cash flow for year 1 is $144,000. Similarly, for year 2, it will be 30 minus 27.8 multiplied by number of units, that is 42,000. A total net cash flow of $92,400 for year 2. For year 3, it will be 31.5 minus 28.5 multiplied by 42,000 units, which is $126,000. Therefore, our total net cash inflow for the replacement machine will be 144,000 plus 92,400 plus 126,000, a total of $362,400. The net cash flow figures will now be used in the A part of our main answer. Filling the net cash flow column of part A of the main answer, we'll give the reference of working note 1. We know that the discount factor for year 0 is always 1. The discount factors for 14% cost of capital have been given to us in the question. We can fill the discount factor column accordingly. Present value column will be net cash flow into discounting factor. So it is negative $260,000 for year 0. At the end of year 1, it will be 144,000 into 0.877, that is 126,288. At the end of year 2, it is 92,400 into 0.769. That is $71,055.6. At the end of year 3, it is 126,000 into 0.675. That is $85,050. We can now find the net present value or the NPV, which will be the total of all these figures. Bear in mind that $260,000 is negative. So the net present value is 22,393.6. With this, we have completed part A of the question. In part B, we have to calculate the expected internal rate of return of the replacement machine. We already know that to find the IRR, two cost of capital rates are required, one of which will give a positive NPV and the other one will give a negative NPV. We have already arrived at a positive NPV using cost of capital of 14%. We must now find a rate which will yield a negative NPV. Here is a tip for you. The higher the cost of capital, the more likely it is for the NPV to be negative. So in the exam, you must choose the highest cost of capital to arrive at a negative NPV. In our sum, the highest cost of capital is 20%. So let's find the NPV at 20% cost of capital. We'll have to prepare a working note for it. So this is working note 2, NPV for 20% cost of capital. We'll prepare the usual columns for the NPV table. So we have here net cash flows, discount factor at 20%, and then we have the present value column. We have already seen that the useful life of the machine is 3 years. So in the year column, we will write 0, 1, 2, and 3. We can take the net cash flow figures from part A of our answer. So we can fill the net cash flow column in working note 2. Discount factor for year 0 is always 1. Next, we will write our discounting factors at 20%. Present value is net cash flow of each year multiplied by the discounting factor of that year. We can now find out the net present value, which will be the total of all these figures. Bear in mind that $260,000 is negative. So the NPV amounts to $2,968.4 negative. We can use this NPV in our formula for IRR. Let's find the IRR now. This is part B of the question, and I will write down the formula for IRR now. Lower rate plus difference in rates multiplied by lower rate NPV upon lower rate NPV plus higher rate NPV. We close the brackets. In our solution, the lower rate is 14% and the higher rate is 20%. So let's insert these values in our formula. IRR is equal to 14 plus difference in rates here would mean 20 minus 14, difference between the two costs of capital that we have used, multiplied by NPV at lower rate of 14% is 22,393.6. We have already found out in part A. So we'll insert the lower rate NPV in the formula. We have already found the NPV at the higher cost of capital of 20% in working note 2. It is negative $2,968.4. Though it is a negative figure, the formula for IRR requires us to ignore the negative sign. We can say that we are only going to consider the modulus value of the number. So we will write the value in our formula. It is 2968.4. We'll give the reference of working note 2. Let's close the brackets. We can solve this further now. The final answer is 19.3%. This is the IRR of the replacement machine. With this, we have completed part B of the question. In part C, we have to analyze the benefits to LH Limited of purchasing the replacement machine. We will analyze using 4 parameters or criteria. The first one is net cash flow without discounting. Next is net cash flow with discounting or NPV. The third one is production level, and the last one is IRR. Let us look at each parameter one by one. Net cash flow without discounting will be net cash flow without discounting for years 1 to 3 plus net cash flow without discounting for year 0. We have already found out the net cash flow without discounting for years 1 to 3 in working note 1. Net cash flow without discounting for years 1 to 3 is $362,400. The only cash flow for year 0 is $260,000 of outflow. So that's $260,000 outflow. We add the two figures, we get $362,400 minus $260,000, that is $102,400. That is our net cash flow without discounting. So the first benefit of purchasing the replacement machine to LH Limited is that it can use this cash for its operations. The second benefit is that due to the replacement machine, the production has increased from 40,000 units to 42,000 units. This means that LH Limited has increased its market share and the company can also enjoy greater economies of scale and potentially increase its profit. The next parameter will be the net present value, which is basically the net cash flow after discounting. We have already seen in part A of the question that the NPV is positive, which means that the inflows are more than the outflows at the current cost of capital, that is 14%. Lastly, we see that the return of the investment, that is 19.3%, we have already computed in part B, is greater than the cost of capital, that is 14%. So all in all, there are many benefits of purchasing the replacement machine. With this, we have completed part C of the question, and that means we have completed the entire question. So that was a past paper question on internal rate of return and net present value. We will study another method of investment appraisal in the next video.